Hi everyone, welcome to Miss Finnemore's art class.
Today we're doing an acrylic landscape painting inspired by Mali Sky and the illustrations by Tanya Harris. So what I'm doing here is getting quite a bit of paint on my brush and using a very big brush to just do some really rough and long brush strokes. I'm picking up one colour at a time and going in all different spots around the page. And then I'm picking up similar colour and going over different parts again. So it makes a kind of streaky, stripy look. And the key to this is to just be very rough. You don't have to be too careful. It looks better if it's less perfect. You need to just make really rough brush strokes and have some fun with it. Something you might also notice is that I don't usually paint on white paper. That's because if you have any little gaps in your paint, it's good to have another colour showing through because it's rare that there will be something really bright white in your background. So it's nice to start with a colour that will complement the colours in your picture. Okay, now the next step is to draw the ground. The ground in this picture is going to be all black because it's kind of like meant to be at sunset where there's the ground and the trees are all making a silhouette against the sky. Another thing I've added in here is a little bit of a really contrasting colour. So did you notice that I used a little bit of this peachy orange colour, just some splashes in there? To create a little bit of contrast in the background. Remember what we talked about in one of the other units where you look for colours that are opposite each other on the colour wheel, and these are what we call contrasting colours. So when you use them together, it will make each of those colours really pop and stand out. So now I'm coming in again with more orange to create that contrast again, and it's meant to be like a sunset sky. So I'm repeating the same process again with orange, doing really rough brush strokes and with my big brush. It was also good to go down and do the bottom so that I gave it just a minute or so for the blue to dry. Because if you put things on too quickly, they can blend together too much, and when you mix opposite colours like blue and orange, you'll end up with a lot of brown. So you do want the blue in the back to dry a little bit first. Now I've mixed up a lighter colour to add to this picture to make clouds. So I've used some of the blue that I had there already, and I've added a lot of white to make a really pale blue. This is going to be my clouds, and I'm filling that in some of the gaps. Again, look, it's really rough, and this kind of creates that really streaky effect like a sunset sky. And it really doesn't need to be perfect. All of those colours mushing and blending together is the kind of style that we're going for here. So the last step I've done is to grab a sponge, and while that really light cloud paint is still wet, I'm just dabbing the sponge over it to give it more of the texture of clouds and make it a bit different from the sky so that you can really see where the clouds are and where the streaky parts of the sky are. And that's our painting finished.
And now it's your turn.